Welcome back. Today's lesson is on direct variation. Direct variation is a linear function that can be written as, or in the formula, y equals k times x. Now this is going to have to be where k is not equal to 0, and if we don't remember, k is the constant of variation. Now, Mr. McDougall, why not 0? Well, when you're working with a linear function, what that says is it's going to be a straight line when graphed. No matter what, it's going to come out of the origin, so 0, 0 is going to be included in here, or in the very beginning. Now, what I provided for you here is this little shoe chart. Us good old Americans, we've got our 4, 5, 6, well, men's sizes at least. I don't know a thing about women's shoe sizes. Beyond me. Now, because you need to know, Mr. McDougall's sitting over here between an 11 and a 12. If I was to say go back to Europe, and for some reason I lost my shoes, it happens. I would need to know what my conversion chart is. That's besides the point now. I want to know whether this data set shows direct variation. Is this a linear function, a straight line? So let's see here. Let's plot some points. And again, there's two ways to figure out if there's direct variation here. 4, and let's I don't care about that. 4 is my x, 35.5. Pardon me in advance because I didn't get into math to do art. And I don't know where a ruler is, so I'm not going to find it. Size 5 correlates to 37. 6 correlates to 38. 7 correlates to 39. 8 to 41. 9 to 43. 10 to 44. 11 all the way up here to 45. And 12 is going to be to 46. Now, while this may look pretty, let's use our little makeshift ruler here. A linear function would have a perfectly straight line going from point A to point B. Each and every one of these points would fall directly on this line. And as you can see, there are definitely some outliers here. So I can look at that and say, does not show direct variation. This isn't efficient in the way of time. One of the easiest ways to do this is I want to make a proportion. So what I'm choosing to do is I'm going to pick two sets of data. Let's go with 5, and let's go with what's close to my shoe size. I want to see if these two are proportional. In direct variation, if a function shows direct variation, these will be proportional. So 37 to 5 and 45 to 11. Let's do some cross products here. 37 times 11 is equal to 5 times 45. And I promise you I'm not using a calculator right next to me, don't worry. 37 times 11 is 407. 5 times 45 is 225. As you can see here, these two ratios are not equivalent, so the graph is not linear. And again, if I zoomed up into this, you could see pretty clearly. Now, this isn't the most efficient use of my time, is it? I want to do something that is going to show direct variation. So, let's toss this out of the way. I want to show direct variation. You know, I could use that little chart, but what I'd really like to do is use that formula that I showed you a little bit earlier. I've got y is equal to k times x. Ooh, let's make up something. You all are in probably middle school and high school right now. Maybe some of you babysit. Back in the golden day, not the golden day, when I was in high school, I would have loved to earn this much money when I was taking care of kids. Let's say I'm going to earn $11. Actually, I wouldn't have liked to learn this much. Hopefully you get more than this. $11 for 2 hours of babysitting. Why not? Sure. What I'm going to do is say that my x is equal to 2 and my y is equal to 11. So let's see here. Again, it's color code, makes it a little easier for me. I'll say 11 is equal to k times 2. Now my goal here is I want to find the direct variation function. I want to know what k is. It seems like pretty simple math to me. I'm going to divide both sides by 2 and get that k is equal to 5.5. So my direct variation function is going to be y is equal to 5.5x. Now that I've got this, this tells me my unit rate. This tells me my hourly rate, really. Now, personally, when I babysat, I charged pretty close to this per kid. It worked out pretty well. So let's see here. I want to say, how much money do you think we can earn if we, say, work for 5 hours? It's enough time for parents to go on a date. 5 hours. So my x is going to be equal to 5. I want to know what y is. I want to know what y is. So let's plug it in. Y is equal to 5.5 times 5, or however you want to write it. Multiply these together, and I get y is equal to 27.5. So at the end of the night, you're going to earn $27.5. Stay in school, kids. Trust me, stay in school. Alright, that is a pretty quick example of how to show direct variation. Hopefully I'll see you guys in class later, and we can go over this and see if you have any more questions. Alright, have a good rest of your evening.